everyone, welcome back to Flow with Shruti. Today's practice is a yin yoga practice, something that I have been doing a lot of lately. I've been back in Bombay and being in a big city always feels stimulating for me. So coming into a yin yoga practice really allows my nervous system to go into a rest and digest mode, helps me to relax and feel very calm after. So if you've been feeling any of this or just need to relax, this is a great practice. To come to yin yoga also helps to work on the subtle energies and the subtle layers of the body that don't get worked on when we're moving more dynamically. So it really helps to work on the muscles, the tissues, the fascia, the organs. It also helps to align the chakras. So in a yin yoga practice, we do about 5 to 7 poses and hold each pose for about 3 to 5 minutes, and we use props to be able to hold the poses for a long amount of time. Today I'm using blocks for my practice, but feel free to use a bolster if you'd like, or if you don't have blocks or a bolster at home, you could also use some cushions. So get creative. So the first pose that we'll go into today is deer pose. For this, you bring your right leg forward so that the right leg is aligned with the mat, and then you take the left leg to the back so that the left knee is in alignment with the right foot. The left leg is flopped to the side, and then you bring your block or your bolster or your prop towards the right knee. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist towards the right knee and begin to fold forward, resting your forehead on your block or your prop. And then you can bring your hands to the side, allowing the whole body to feel fully relaxed. You should feel a gentle stretch in the hips, a gentle twist in the lower back. And we'll stay here for the next few breaths. Slowly begin to release, walk your hands back towards yourself, straighten the torso, come back to center, and get ready to switch sides. You'll bring your left leg forward, take the right leg to the back, again making sure that the right knee is in line with the left foot. You'll bring your block or your prop to the left knee. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist to the left side and begin to fold forward, finding your comfortable deer position on this side. Staying here for the next few breaths. You want to go into a meditative state in each pose. feeling the stretch, but at the same time feeling very relaxed. Last breath here. And as you exhale, slowly begin to lift the torso, walk your hands back towards yourself. From here, you can bring your knees together, feet together, stretch the legs out, give it a little shake, flopping the feet from side to side. When we hold a pose for a long time, our muscles tend to stiffen up, so every pose usually has a counter pose, which is stretching the legs out before we go into our next yin pose. And then for the next pose, we go into supported child's pose. So you come onto your knees, bring the big toes together behind you, knees mat width apart. You can bring your prop or your blocks in line just in front of you between thighs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, begin to fold forward, bringing your chest towards the floor, resting your forehead on your block or your prop, allowing the hands to relax. As we stay here for the next few breaths. Really allowing your chest to melt into your prop, feeling a sense of surrender, feeling a sense of letting go as you stay here for the next few breaths. After the next out breath, slowly begin to release. Begin to walk the hands towards yourself. Straighten the torso, come back to center. You can bring your props to the side. As we meet in tabletop, so coming onto hands and knees, making sure the palms are below the shoulders, knees below the hips. We'll take a few cat-cow stretches. So as you inhale, take the crown of the head towards the ceiling, belly towards the floor. And as you exhale, round the spine to the sky, bring the chin towards the chest. And repeat for the next couple of breaths. Moving with your breath, flowing with your breath. Bringing movement into the spine. Back to center, back to neutral spine, and we prepare to go into our next yin pose. We'll go into Sphinx pose. So you'll begin to make your way all the way down, lying down on your belly. Forehead to the floor, take a big breath in. Elbows to the mat, and as you exhale, begin to lift the head and chest off the mat, really pressing into the elbows, pressing into the feet. Open up the heart space, open up the chest. I'm feeling that slight back bend in the lower back. As we stay here for the next few breaths, really imagine the breath entering through your nostrils, going down your throat to your belly, down your spine. One last breath here, and as you exhale, slowly begin to release all the way down to the mat. Resting either one cheek on the mat, stay there for a few breaths. You can rock into the hips, flop the feet from side to side. And then bring your hands below the shoulders. As you exhale, begin to press up back to tabletop, coming into the seated position. We'll go into our next yin pose. We'll go into butterfly pose, so Baddha Asana. We'll go into a forward fold from here. So you might want to bring your blocks or your bolster with you. Option 1 is to bring your blocks to rest on your feet, and then adjusting the height to what feels comfortable for you. You can also place the blocks or the bolster in front of your feet all the way down on the mat. Begin to fold forward, resting your forehead on your prop. Down. You can allow the hands to rest besides your prop or besides your block as we stay here for the next few breaths. One last breath here, and as you exhale, moving really slowly, begin to straighten the torso, bring your knees back towards each other. Take a moment to stretch the legs out again, shaking the legs out, popping the feet from side to side. And then for the next pose, we're going to go back into butterfly feet. but this time we'll go into a reclining butterfly. So making your adjustments, you can bring your blocks or bolster in line with each other. And then you want to make sure that your prop is just behind the spine with a little bit of distance. Begin to rest the spine on your prop, resting the head as well. Getting really comfortable here in your sleeping butterfly. Option to keep the hands beside the hips, so you can bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Really feeling an opening in the inner thighs here, feeling an opening in the hips. At the same time, feeling an opening in the heart space as well, as the heart remains lifted and open. And we'll stay here for the next few breaths. After the next out breath, you can slowly prepare to release. Press your elbows into the mat, into the floor, gently lifting the spine off the mat. You can bring your prop to the side and make your way all the way down, lie down on your back. Bring the knees towards each other, hug your knees to your chest, give yourself a little hug, a little rock from side to side, releasing any tightness or tension in your lower back. Release the feet back down onto your mat. We'll go into our next yin pose. We'll go into a supported bridge pose. For this, I like to have a block because it makes me feel more stable, but feel free to use a bolster or a hard cushion. You press into the feet, press into the hands, begin to lift the hips all the way down up towards the sky. And then bring your block and slide it just below the lower back. Resting your lower back on the block. And then you can adjust the setting of the block to what feels comfortable for you. You can bring it to breathwise, you can bring it lengthwise. And then getting really comfortable, you allow the hands to rest besides the hips as we stay here for the next few breaths. One last breath here, and slowly begin to lift the hips off your prop, release the prop to the side, hips rest back on the mat, go back into giving yourself a little hug, a little cuddle, a little rock from side to side. Next yin pose, we'll go into my favorite, legs up against the wall. I'll show you two variations for this. The first one is using a block or a bolster, and the second one is doing it up against the wall, which is my favorite way of doing it. But if you don't have wall space, feel free to use a prop. You place the block or your bolster just below the sit bones, and then take the legs all the way up, getting really comfortable here. And you'll stay here for the next few breaths. But if you have some wall space, you can sit sideways against the wall and then take the legs up onto the wall, allowing the spine to rest on your mat. And you'll stay here for the next few breaths. This pose is also called the Fountain of Youth pose. Apparently, it helps to reverse the effects of aging and helps to bring a glow to your face. A pose I go into almost every day. Really helps to relax, helps with blood circulation. If you're ever feeling tired, this is a great pose to go into. Bring your knees towards the chest, roll onto one side, push up to sitting, and prepare to go into our last pose for the day. Go into Shavasana, extending your legs out in front of you, allowing the spine to fall heavy on the floor, resting the hands on either sides, the hips, palms facing the ceiling. Allowing the whole body to relax here. Allowing your facial muscles to relax. Going back into slow breaths. I'm going to end the video here, but feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time.